Hello YouTubers, Monkey Jr. here again, and today I got some LAV tactics for you guys on Dawnbreaker Rush. We're actually on the attacking team right now, so I love to use the LAV on this map because you can, as you can see in the beginning, I never flank down the middle between the two buildings because that's where they spawn and you get squeezed in. I like to go on the water side and just keep them at bay on that side so our team can push up on the water side to be able to get those two objectives down as fast as possible and try to plan them as much as we can at the same time, because when you're playing Rush and you destroy one objective as the attacking team, then it gets a little bit harder because the enemy team only has one objective to defend thereafter. So they're going to put all their forces on that one objective. Despite all that, it's a lot harder for the defending team for the first two sets of objectives on Dawnbreaker Rush because our team has an LAV. Now obviously I'm using the pea shooter, so the light machine gun as a secondary instead of the tow missile, because on that first set of MCOMs, seeing as they have no armor, the pea shooter is a much better option for an LAV driver because you're just going to be able to get kill after kill of people just running around, and it shoots super fast too. So we got that first two sets of objectives, and then I'm just fast forwarding to the next part. I always try to take the route that has the less people on it so I can flank them from behind and actually help my team push up, clear everything out for my team, because as they're foot soldiers they might have a little bit more of a hard time, but I can just flank the enemies and just pop out my pea shooter and just wreck the enemy team. Now on the second set of MCOMs we got an extra LAV, but the enemy team also gets an LAV. Now the tricky thing here is that if you don't die in the first set of MCOMs and you still have that pea shooter on, the enemy LAV will more than likely have the tow missile. So you're going to have to play a lot. You're going to have to be on top of your game to be able to take out that LAV, because if you're not, he's going to kill you really fast. And you don't have to be scared to get out of there if you feel that you're going to probably get blown to shit by the enemy LAV. I was in some hot shit right there, so I backed out and went towards our base just to reflank on the other route because we already had Bravo objective. Now the main thing I want to do is attack Alpha objective and keep that LAV off of my enemy team because I want them to push and arm the objective. Now as I said, it's going to be a lot hard for me to blow up that the enemy LAV because I don't have the tow missile, so I'm going to be really dependent on my team having rocket launchers and helping me out with that, because a piece of armor is only as strong as the infantry around it. Now if you're playing with a team that doesn't know what they're doing, they're not helping you out, and they're not doing their job in keeping the enemies and LAV at bay, then you might be in a lot of trouble in that armor. You might get killed from everywhere because people are using rocket launchers, LAWs, lock guns, and whatnot. Luckily, I was playing with my friends and I had a suit. My buddies are really good gunners. They spot out, they get out to repair, and they wait till I tell them to repair. They don't just get out at any given moment. That's the advantage of being on voice communications with your team, is being able to tell them when to get out and repair, and as I get the 3-bang there. So yeah, you're only as strong as the infantry around you. So when I play with the pea shooter, I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative with the piece of armor, because it's one of the best things to have in a rush is that piece of armor, is keep it up, because you're going to keep the pressure on the enemy team and they're just going to get crushed by all those things shooting at them, the infantry, the LAV, and they're going to fall back really fast. So as I said, I'm just always flank and try to flank. I don't go right down the middle because that's just a death sentence, seeing as they spawn and they just they squeeze you into that. So as you can see here, I'm pushing the LAV, but I'm trying to stay back and get a little bit of cover to keep him from shooting at me, because he obviously has the tow. As you can see, I get out to repair, so my gunner can cover me. We actually switch every now and then just to be able to keep one person covered, or sometimes we both get out, repair real quick. Even if I know the enemy LAV is coming back, that split, the 3-4 seconds that I get to repair is more than enough to keep me in the game and keep him from taking me out before I actually take him out. Now luckily my team, as I said, were using rocket launchers and helping me out a lot to kill the enemy LAV. So that was a big help for me because I probably couldn't have done it alone. the 25mm shell is not necessarily strong enough, and you don't have enough backup ammo. As I'm telling my gunner here that we can't repair out in the middle of the action because he would just get shot, so we get behind cover. When you're playing in an piece of armor and you need to repair in the most possible way, like get behind cover to repair. Don't repair in the middle of where everybody can see you, because somebody might come up behind you and knife you, one, and then two, steal that piece of armor that's so important in a rush, because when you lose, when that piece of armor gets blown up, you have no more LAV or tank or whatever for a good 15-20 seconds, depending on how the server has the respawn timer set. So your main job as an armor driver is to keep that piece of armor up and keep the pressure on the team to allow the foot soldiers to just get the push up and plant the objectives. Obviously, I'm using FLIR because it's so awesome. It's kind of overpowered because you can see people from across the map. Like, you can just look around and see little white blips everywhere. And with the pea shooter, it's just so easy to shoot people. It's just kind of ridiculous. As we're getting on to the last set of MCOMs on Dawnbreaker Rush. This is actually one of my favorite rush maps. I find it's quite well balanced. Of course, except maybe on the first set of MCOMs, seeing as the attacking team does get an LAV. But you can see here, I'm still keeping them flanks up. I'm just trying to help my team push up because we have a disadvantage here, seeing as they have the advantage of the height. They're a little bit higher than us. They can shoot down onto us and get the head glitches going, and like it's just going to make it harder for us to kill them. So now we have 2 LEVs on that one LEV that's kind of just staying in the back. He should be pushing up more, but seeing as we have a really good team, we're just wrecking the enemy team, and it's just really hard for them. Hats off to them for they kept trying all along. They did their possible to keep the LEVs down, but it just wasn't enough. They weren't playing enough as a team, and they weren't obviously not communicating, and they weren't using those rockets to shoot the LEVs. Like, hardly anybody ever shot me with a rocket the entire game that we were playing, as we have both objectives armed and about to win the game with a perfect game of 0 deaths. So I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay with the commentary and just explaining a little bit what's going through my mind while I'm playing this. So yeah, that's about it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.